Well, good morning. Once again, this is Frank Thompson, your roving reporter. It's Saturday 26th of March, and just across the road here is the Royal Oak pub, and shortly we're going to be gathering for a walk along the Two Tunnels route. So part of the purpose of today's walk, which is going to be taking place in lovely sunny weather, we always have good weather on our walks because God is on our side, is to mark the fact that a mile of tarmac for you and I has now been laid on the linear park, the first part of the Two Tunnels route. It currently ends just across my shoulder. There is the Network Rail bridge, and this is where the bitmac currently starts, and we should be walking up the path here to the end of Linear Park, to Devonshire Tunnel, and then over the top to Tucking Mill and down to Midford. I won't dwell on this bit because, to be perfectly honest, one bit of tarmac looks much the same as the next, but good job been done, and everything all looking good. And for anybody that's into statistics, weights and measures or whatever, and is interested to know how wide the path is, it is a smidge over 3 metres at this point, and that's how it continues up to Devonshire Tunnel, and that will be the basic width all the way down, so long as the topography allows. And something which I know exercises a number of people's minds, but the council have just put in litter bins. There won't be any dog poo bins, as there have been in the past, because evidently the science, the legislation has changed, etc. So you can put your dog poo in ordinary bins now. So to just orientate ourselves on the map, the section of path which has been completed so far is, if I put my finger in the right place, from about here, which is where the Network Rail bridge goes under the route, up to Devonshire Tunnel up here, and as at the end of March, that distance is almost exactly 1 mile. The bridge, of course, that we'll be using to get from one side of where the tarmac currently finishes, to the other side down to Bellots Road. That's this bridge, and there are evidently there's a suggestion that there may have been some structural work conducted on it that needs to be re-examined, but Sustrans have they've got the license to use the bridge, so that's the key thing, and later on in the summer, hopefully Network Rail will actually give permission for the work to be done. So we have the license, but we don't actually have a date for the work to be undertaken yet. This is the other side of the bridge now, where the path will actually come out. That's going to be, and there's a link. This is the link at 90 degrees down Inverness Road, and that will take us down to the Lower Bristol Road, turn left, and down to the Halfpenny Bridge. so that we'll be able to get across to the Bath Bristol railway path, the first Sustrans path in the country, of course. And then this will be this part of the path will be surfaced. I think it's in May time. So this then takes us down to Bellots Road. Nothing to do with the walk, but I just spotted this really lovely camellia down towards the end of Bellots Road. It's absolutely gorgeous. And here we are back at the Royal Oak. People beginning to gather. And somewhere over there I spotted Clyde, the photographer from the Chronicle. Of course, there are no pedestrian or cycle friendly crossing points here, so you just have to guess when the traffic's going to stop. But then again, pedestrians and cycling are the first and second priorities of the council. Hey ho. We have the gentleman of the press in the form of Lloyd taking pictures of people.
It is his birthday. It is his birthday. It is his birthday, yes.
Starring Roll. So when anyone's here, you'll be able to see yourself in the Chronicle on Thursday.
That's great.
Eventually, we're going to run out of nice and surface part as we go forward this morning. We, with any luck, will be able to see Devonshire Tunnel, at least through a hole in the fence and maybe a bit closer. Later on, we'll climb up and over the top of Devonshire Tunnel down into Lincolnvale and have a look at that stretch. Now, the hard part of the day will be climbing up Fox Hill. Take your time, that's fine. You know, people will wait for you at the top. Hopefully somebody will wait for me at the top. It's about 1 in 4 and it's a good 10 minutes work. Afterwards,
about 50 people on my reckoning.
Down to the other end of the tucking wheel.
Good turnout.
The other end of the down tunnel, tucking wheel viaduct and to the pub. Several of you have seen the spade before. Here it is. It looks as though it's going to be in the Chronicle again in a few days. This was a fine product of Spear and Jackson, bought from a local hardware store, I believe. Made in China, like everything else, thank goodness they do, because they have lots of stainless steel at the moment. Engraved by one Nigel Bryant's at the back, seems to have some hair that is worth looking at. We managed to get it engraved in about an hour and a half, just before it was used for a cutting the sod ceremony at Devonshire Tunnel, where we dug a big hole, really almost a year ago today now. We'll be going up and seeing that. Frank, do I need to say anything else at the moment, or can we just sort of shift?
No, I think everybody looks suitably bored, so let's push off. Okay, so we're on the other side of Dartmouth Avenue, where the tarmac restarts.
I know, that's it.
And here comes the throng. Smile now. You'll be on the Two Tunnels video blog tomorrow. You'll be able to see yourselves. Come on, buck up.
Sorry, what was that word?
This is just to prove we had a good turnout. and there's the tail enders.
Something we're hoping to investigate that this site may be possibly landowner permission and join this to that up there. Among other things, there's a school just up the road, so it's quite nice and sort of route to school for people. They come down here and walk along that to and from school. This location has a part to play in history because this is where a train derailed once. What was remarkable was that it wasn't bad steering on behalf of the driver trying to get under the narrow bridge, because the train didn't have a driver on it, because the train didn't have a fireman on it either. What it had on it was nobody. It was a train that was propelling 8 trucks, except by this time got here it wasn't propelling 8 trucks, it was propelling 2/3 of one truck. What had happened?
Okay, so we're in inside the Devonshire Tunnel compound. Enjoying the sunshine. So here we are down at the end of Devonshire Tunnel, and scooting off down to Coombe Down Tunnel. This gentleman here has come all the way from Glastonbury, and he's 88 years old. And if I'm doing what he's doing at 88, or even 58, well 68, I think I'll be doing well.
Some people would quite easily need a map to know where they are. We're within about 3/4 of a mile of Bath Station, which I knew only too well one evening when I came up here, and there was a steam loco in Bath Station, and the smoke was quite distinctly drifting across the bridge here. It was a very still evening with the air coming from town, so we're very close to the city centre. We're also pretty close to the countryside, which is the other end of this tunnel here, and we're in the middle of a particularly nice piece of countryside at the moment anyway. If you come up here at night, there are owls shrieking and goodness knows what else. Was there anybody here now that was on one of our tunnel walks? Yay, good. Well, you'll know you're about 25 minutes easy stroll downhill in cool conditions, or in winter warm conditions from Tucking Mill, and somewhere which I've rather meanly called Tunnel Gulch, which has completely got no historical basis in fact at all, but it's in honour of a tunnel a long way away in Colorado, of all places. What you have in Colorado is a rather poisonous collapsed timberline tunnel shattered by frost. What we have here is a beautiful 1 mile long tunnel, stone lined. It's one of the few places in Bath which, when it's open, you can get into the geology of the place and see yourself walking through a mile of rock that was laid down at the bottom of the sea a very long time ago. It's very evenly bedded, it's very well supported, it's very well drained, so it's just perfect stuff for tunnelling. As far as we can see, the 3,000 people who built this line just went at it with picks and shovels and picked their way through it. They didn't even use explosives. That's how it was built. Some bits are brick lined. There's one short bit that's stone lined, but it's by no means a sort of an interesting tunnel to walk through. It's about the finest one on the whole railway system from the point of view of interest as you're strolling through it.
So we've just been into the Hope and Achor, a little drink and refreshment, and now we're due to get the bus back, 267. And there's several people that need to get on it, so I hope they've got a big bus. Anyway, lovely sunny day. Gosh, that was a big one. Off we go.